Hello, my name is Martin Newell, not Philip, but Martin Newell, and I'm from England. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit about myself. I love traveling, I love languages, I love different cultures, I love music. Here I am with my wife, Margarita, who's from Colombia, who I met here almost 20 years ago. That's my little daughter, Dorothea, in the middle, who is 4 years old. So I met my wife when I was traveling in Colombia, and at the time I was teaching English in universities in Bogota. Then we went back to Spain, where I worked as a primary teacher for several years, and had a great time living in Barcelona. Obviously, loved the language, loved the food, loved the people. Great experience, very hard place to leave. From there, we moved to Italy, where my little daughter was born, in Bologna. So we lived 7 years in Bologna in Italy. So we all speak good Italian. My daughter's first language at nursery was Italian when she was 1 year old. So when she left at 2, Italian was way out in front of her English and her Spanish. But that all changed because then we went to Vietnam. And Vietnam was an interesting experience. I taught in the United Nations School in Vietnam, which was very enjoyable. Very challenging, very, very big mix of nationalities. And a lot of students, Korean students, Japanese students, who really, really struggled with English language. Even students who've been in the system for years still had a very, very low level. I found it quite disappointing, to be honest. And one of the reasons I'm doing this course is to try and get some answers as to why it's so hard for Koreans and Japanese sometimes to pick up the language. And also it's challenging because some of them came in when they were 10, 11 years old with no English at all. And they were in a class with Aussie kids and French, French, English, Canadian kids who obviously had a huge head start with the language. So I really want some answers. I really need to know how to deal with these kids, either as a classroom teacher or as EAL specialist, if I decide to go into that. So we lived in Vietnam, which is interesting. Culturally, it's a very exciting place, lovely people. And my daughter had an interesting time. The first year she was in Vietnamese school, which was really quite challenging. Everything was in Vietnamese, and I think it was an interesting insight for her and for us as to what that might be like, trying to settle into a new language, a new culture. Second year, she was in my school, which is a very big, well-established English-speaking international school. And she enjoyed that a lot. It was a good experience. She made a really good mix of friends from Korea, Vietnam, all over the place. A really nice experience. Okay, so we decided to head back to my wife's country, Colombia. On the way, we stopped off for a good while at some of our old haunts. Okay, so we went back to Barcelona, where we'd lived for many years, and we had a lovely time visiting old friends. Paella on the beach, no, not now. Making pizza and picking up some old things from my old apartment. So here I am with some old cassettes from 20, 25 years ago. I was very excited to get my hands on, but so far I've not found anywhere that I can actually play it. So here we are, some travel pictures here. I've got into sketching recently as a way to relax, and we had a lovely travel on the boat across from Rome over to Barcelona. Very cool trip. And now we're in Colombia. So here we are, just arriving in Colombia about end of July. Pretty excited to be back in Colombia, trying a new city. This one's called Barranquilla on the coast. It's a funky sort of place, a bit like San Francisco, lots of cool hills, nice vibe. Not a beautiful place, but nice weather, nice people. Got some potential. It's a growing town, so we're feeling our way. And yeah, I've ended up having 6, 7 months almost without working. Not exactly through choice, but it's turning into a year off, so I'm deciding to do some serious studying. Hopefully next week I will be starting working at the university teaching English to international relations students and helping them with that. And I'm also looking to start a small business doing some presentation skills and helping Colombian students apply for grants and university places in the States and elsewhere. So yeah, pretty excited about being back in Colombia, keen to get back into working, and very excited about studying online, updating my technology skills, and actually having the time to do an online course properly, as I'm not going to be working as hard as I usually am. Course came highly recommended from a couple of Canadian girls who'd both done the course, and it served them very well, and that they got EAL jobs at one of the best schools, really on the international circuit. And they were both extremely good teachers. So this course comes very highly recommended, and I have very high expectations. So I'm pretty thrilled to be involved. Looking forward to meeting everybody and sharing ideas, sharing experiences, and making some new content. Okay. Thank you.
Papi, esto está limpio.